wrecked me every year. For Jews, Christmas was the aftermath of a nuclear explosion, a twilight zone of deserted streets. The city shut down. Growing up in the non-Jewish New Hyde Park, Long Island, made me cringe with jealousy. I was 6 years old in 1958. Our neighbors, the Sweeneys, invited us to gloat about their Christmas haul. John Sweeney had recently lost his job, unable to afford the standard wall-to-wall heat-friendly carpeting. Linoleum covered their living room floor. Yet, eye-popping Barbie dolls, bleeding red engine trucks, and glittery games circled their evergreen tree. The heavy ornaments sparkled in the room. The brightness of the trees deflected one's attention from the drafty floor. I began to resent the Christian philosophy of gratuitous gift-giving, despite being on the verge of poverty. Our Hanukkah couldn't compare. As conservative Jews, a secular Christmas tree would never do. There was a black lacquered tree up the stairs of our Cape Cod. It was our Hanukkah bush. The 8 days of the holiday brought essential books, athletic socks, corduroy flannel, or a dreaded basketball or baseball. And if we were lucky, one fun gift would arrive. A miniature car or a record would be our consolation prize. So when we moved to the West Coast in 1966, the heavily populated Jewish Fairfax area took the edge off of my holiday misery. But even Jewish holidays disintegrated after the death of my father. Hanukkah gifts disappeared because of financial restraint, and Christmas became a wasteland. When I cohabited with my lover Scott in 1974, a new holiday wrinkle popped up. I was abandoned on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. He tried to justify my exclusion. It's not your holiday, Gordon, but we're a couple. Why should I be excluded? Well, my parents don't accept our relationship. You're such a hypocrite, Scott. You're fighting for our gay rights, but when it comes to your parents, somehow that's different. I mean, we had a marriage ceremony and everything. Yes, Gordon, but it wasn't legal. I'll just go. I'll spend time going to the movies, alone as usual. What about your mother? She loves spending time with you. Mom was my go-to person when I was in a pitiful, deserted state. December 1988, 2 months before Scott died, he told me, Gordon, my parents are inviting you for Christmas this year. Finally, 2 years after his AIDS diagnosis, now they were allowing me to be part of their family. A vile taste permeated my mouth. Scott kept looking for an ounce of happiness from my eyes. I faked a smile. Christmas Day with Scott's parents was bristling. I gave them an obligatory hug. Scott was getting weaker, but he kept his energy level high. His eyes had grown larger in his sunken cheeked face. He looked at me with pride. Gordon, I am so happy you were here. I'm sorry my parents never invited you before. His parents were genuinely engaged with me up to a point. Scott's father said, we like you, Gordon. We just don't approve of the relationship. I was sadly astonished. The underlying tension bubbled. And the year after Scott died, I was invited for Christmas again. As we exchanged a gift, there was a relaxed joy percolating. No mention of Scott. I was horrified. I was no longer a threat because their son was dead. A bittersweet event. and it was the last time I would see his parents. They died in the upcoming years. Each holiday year brought a struggle to occupy myself. I heard of Jewish families banding together on Christmas Eve. However, my small, blood-connected family ignored the holidays altogether. My created gay and lesbian families were fleeing to Los Angeles, vacationing in Mexico, San Francisco, or Palm Springs. I wore a tattoo of depression, funk, dumped. No film or theater piece could revive me during those 6 dreary days between Christmas and New Year's. The holiday trauma was a relentless, looping tape. Gift-giving became an anxiety-producing task. The white elephant, or gift exchanges, killed me. I was 0% materialistic. Intimate experience were what I longed for. Objects felt insincere, and it's rare that I'm given a gift that I want. To continue to wrap up excuses for my holiday paranoia. When I married Neil, this seemed to alleviate the holiday blues. We could suffer the Christmas slump together. But I still relapsed into gloom because of memory triggers. My mind recreated abandonment. But now, a surface cheer distracted the severe despair. Neil shared my phobia about gift giving. His charm and humor could placate and persuade me that Christmas was just another day. But then this happened. Christmas Eve at Pasadena's All Saint Church. It was a sparkling evening to cleanse the curse of the holidays. Our meditative friend Janet suggested the event, convincing Neil was a challenge. We chose the most popular service, 8 p.m. During our brisk, chilled wait to be led into the church, we bonded with the others in line. The wood-paneled, warm cathedral created a mystical space. We were embraced with a variety of religions during the service. A Buddhist and Muslim presence were part of the program. And after the choir serenaded the crowd, a woman began reading Hebrew. It was our own student rabbi from our synagogue, Beth Haim Hadashim, Heather Miller. My eyes met Neil's. It was a Christmas Eve miracle. Thank you.